told you about, the first one that I rented in New York City, well, it was full of holes. And the first thing that I needed to learn how to do was drywall. So the first step is, if I needed to repair any, was take any out and put it back in between the studs, which is what we're going to do now. So what we've got here is a frame, just like you would see on a house. And what that consists of is 2x4s that are 16 on center. That means that the spacing between all of the 2x4s is 16 inches from the center, not from one 2x4 to the other. Then over that comes the drywall. And I've got Crystal Wolf with me here. You guys may know him from other shows, my right-hand man. I'm lucky. Not only is he handsome, but he's also my best friend. And I love you, and you know that very much. So anyway,
so what we've got is the drywall, and we've got the 2x4s. And now Chris is going ahead and using drywall screws, and he's going to go ahead and install them right directly into the studs. And what he's looking to do is put in those drywall screws about 8 inches, or kind of like the width of your hand, or the separation of your hand is what I like to do. You don't want too many, but you also don't want to not have enough. So we're going to go all the way around the board, right down the center. And remember, the studs are 16 on center for a reason, because that's where you're going to screw the drywall into the wall.
So now we've got the lower section in, and Chris is going to go ahead and put in the top section. And we're just going to screw it in from top to bottom, the same thing, 8 inches between each screw. But I want Chris to show you a very special tool, and really the only main thing that you need to worry about when you're doing drywall. What you don't want to do is you don't want to tear the paper when you put in the screw, because that weakens the strength of the drywall board. So what Chris is using is this guy. And Chris, what is this guy?
Yes.
This is...
It's called a dimpler.
Let me show you what that looks like there.
And it's a screw tip that you can actually purchase at pretty much any hardware store, any supply store, anywhere. And what it does is it has a little outer ring that the screw kind of sits into, and it doesn't allow you to push through and into the drywall, which then breaks it.
So when you put it in, it stops as opposed to pushing the screw all the way into the wall. So that's called a dimpler bit.
It's perfect.
And you want to get that, because really that's the only thing that you need to worry about when you're screwing in the drywall board to the 2x4 studs. You don't want to tear the paper, right, Chris?
Do not tear the paper. It does not
Chris
look good.
did not tear any paper today.
There was no
None.
paper
Torn.
hurt in this whole video. Just saying.
Moving on. Just in case you were wondering, we're really working because I'm really sweating.